I think with that, our next run is our next segment here is ready to go. I've had an absolute blast with you all hanging out on the host mic, but it is unfortunately my time to go. Excellent job on the Neopets run from Klagnarok, and thank you all so much for hanging out, watching. Hope you continue watching. Today is a ridiculously stacked day of runs, so would love to see you all hanging out. I'll be lurking up in chat doing chat mod duties, but we have Pseudo Regalia that has a target right now. We have Legend of Zelda Four Swords Adventures. If you've never seen that run, it's ridiculous. It is absurd. Lonely is going to absolutely knock that out of the park. Later tonight, we have Mario Kart World in a bonus run with that all knockout tours run by Peas later tonight. And Helix doing all question mark panels as a bonus game. It's going to be a really fun time, so hope you all hang out. And with that, you're going to have to listen to my voice a little bit more because I fear that one person got the chance to interview Jaxler for his upcoming Soul Reaver run, and that one person was me, baby. That's right. Give it up. Am I clapping for myself really right now? Anyways, we do have an interview with Jaxler going on in the next segment. So hope you all enjoy that interview, and I will be seeing you all after. Welcome back to Completithon 2025, everyone. I am so excited to be here with my good friend Jaxler. How are you? You are going to be running Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver later today for us. I'm very excited.
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm really excited to be showing off Soul Reaver. Specifically 100%. I don't really get too many opportunities to show it off. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you. That run's going to be absolutely a banger. I guess to start off, Legacy of Kain is a kind of niche series, I would say. It's definitely more underground than most series, I would say. So what is it that makes Kain kind of unique to you, and maybe what is it for those uninitiated to the series?
Well, first of all, I slightly object to the phrasing of the question because Legacy of Kain was actually made by Crystal Dynamics. So it was actually made by the same people who made the Tomb Raider games. Also went on to make Whiplash, if you know, you know. But the thing about the Legacy of Kain games that I think is so special is the atmosphere. It's just this very dark, gothic, just like it's like everything sucks kind of gothic that like not any other like world has really replicated for me. I think like that's a big part of it, and also just the writing and the voice acting. I think everyone can agree on are just like some of the like the best in like any video game. It was way ahead of its time, especially Soul Reaver 1. So like as far as like that kind of stuff is like best in its class. But like at least for Soul Reaver 1 as a game, like I'm always a sucker for action adventure type of games. I jokingly say it's like all but a Zelda game essentially, like dark gothic Zelda. And it's just there's nothing else like it. And that's what I think is honestly the coolest thing I can say about it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way it evokes that kind of horror element without being a horror game is really unique to watch.
Totally.
So I've seen all bosses before. Thank you, PAX East. But I don't think I've ever seen 100%, not at least a full run of it.
Right.
So what exactly is it that makes 100% unique to all bosses? What kind of collectibles are you getting on top of the bosses? Or maybe what are some new tricks that maybe get thrown into the mix?
So with 100%, the all bosses run is kind of like what most, if people have seen me run the game, that's what they've seen, which is, you could beat Soul Reaver 1 in like under 20 to 25 minutes if you're really good, right? So like all bosses, meaning you have to go, like, if you think of it like Zelda dungeons, it's an all dungeons run essentially. Just beat the end boss of each major area from a fresh save. On top of that, 100% has a lot of other stuff you gotta go do. You need to get essentially like all the heart pieces that you would in like a Zelda type of game. You also need to get these things called Eldritch Energy upgrades, which is like gives you more ability to cast spells. You also need to unlock every spell in the game, and they're hidden in a ton of different weird places. And then you also need to trigger every like fast travel warp gate in the game, which is kind of a weird one, but that sounds like the most like, oh, we'll get that along the way, but it actually has some interesting like consequences in the way that you go about playing this category, especially with some of the glitches. Now, Soul Reaver is a very glitch heavy game, as you'll see when you hopefully tune in and catch the run. And one of the big standout things with Soul Reaver is a high-speed flight glitch and something called time stop, where you can literally freeze time in order to avoid enemies, skip cutscenes, and do some other really cool nonsense. So in a lot of ways, 100% introduces more opportunities to make use of some of those things. So some of the most difficult applications of time stop, of the flight glitch, are in 100% just by the nature of, oh, I have to fly through this really weird room with a janky ceiling that I wouldn't go here if I were in all bosses, because we just ignore it because it's optional content, right? There's a lot more puzzle solving that I'll have to do too, and there's some tricks involved with that. 100% is like, not, there's so many little things. I don't even know where to begin. I'll be so real.
I mean, it seems like you knew where to begin, all things considered. But yeah, I'm certainly excited to see just how broken that run really gets. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. It is convenient because it's after one of my host shifts.
Perfect.
You also have an incentive for your run.
Right.
You maybe want to talk about that some, because it's an entirely different game, right?
It is an entirely different game. So this will be an incentive for after my run. So you'll basically have all of the 100% run to get this met. And I'm going to be showing off a bonus run of the sequel, which is Soul Reaver 2, but the remaster for Soul Reaver 2 that came out what was it, December of last year? Shoot.
December of last year, I think is right.
Time
yeah, it's been a bit
slipping by me. And so that's actually a really short run, because one of the nice things about the remakes is that they added cutscene skipping. And so because of that, Soul Reaver 2, which was already a very, very broken game, is like a 15-minute run of just some of the most... I'm talking walking through walls, like just walking on thin air, just doing like it's broken like Soul Reaver 1 is, but in it like similarly different ways. And it just looks really funny. It just looks so stupid. And that's why I love showing it off with Soul Reaver 1, because I just feel like it's a nice, it's a nice little bonus thing, right? And it for the longest time, no one has really gotten to see much of Soul Reaver 2 because, on that original release, you couldn't really skip cutscenes. And Soul Reaver 2, I jokingly like to call, is like the greatest interactive movie of all time. There's a game attached to it, but there's a lot of cutscene, and it's awesome. The story is awesome, but like when you're speedrunning, it's just like, ugh. But we can skip all of it now because there's a button that lets us skip the dialogue. It's really, really good. So
it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's cinema. I do think the duology of Kane is this really serious series, but also the second game might be one of the stupidest speedruns of all time. It's really funny to me. So you definitely want to make sure to donate for that.
Absolutely.
But for our final question, of course, Completithon is benefiting Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. It's a really important cause to get women and girls into game design, both as hobbyists and as professionals. And a little known fact that I don't know if many people know, but I know because we're good friends, Jaxler, is that you actually went to school for game design.
I did.
So I want to ask, how did that diversity kind of look like in your college studies, and how did it maybe affect it, and how could it benefit the industry more with all of our donators' support?
Yeah, so I do want to give a little bit of I guess context, I guess, where it's like, in a college environment, you're more likely to have people from more walks of life, simply because like that's I went to a school that was pretty well known for its game design program, so you'd have people kind of come in from all over, and you'd have a lot of walks of life as a result of that. And the biggest thing I noticed, and this isn't even just like with regards to a specific identity or a specific group of people, it's just like everyone approaches problems differently, and solving problems, as well as just like what they like to make, and sort of like things that are uniquely them, right? And part of the reason why I think it's so special and important, and this is something I noticed when I started like actually talking with industry and just kind of observing, I'm not going to pretend like I'm in the industry, right? But in a lot of ways, things like the games industries, tech jobs, etc., can be a bit of a boys' club. It can be a bit of a cis white het boys' club, right? And as a result of that, not only it does become harder for a lot of other people to get their foot in the door or to contribute or do what they want to do, but also it leads to games that just aren't as good, right? So personally, like, I'm really glad that we're raising money for this as someone who's a game dev, because regardless of what my perspective is, like, it could mean the difference between me getting to work with someone really cool in the future, right? That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think that's really excellently said. We're making a difference, and that's so cool,
Exactly, right.
especially in something as unique as the games industry. So, I really excellently said, Jaxler. I think that'll be it, but definitely make sure to stick around for Jaxler's Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver run later today, and get your donations in for that Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2 incentive for that bonus run. It's going to be an absolute blast, Jaxler. You're going to knock it out of the park, I already know. But keep enjoying and watching Completethon 2025, everyone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Completithon 2025. And I am your host, Caitlin. This is my first time ever hosting a charity event, and I'm going to be hanging out with you for the next run. So the run that is coming up next is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, but we also have a bid war that is still open for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix that will be happening later, where you get to pick the language that the game is going to be played in. You have the choice of Japanese or English, so make sure you have those donations coming in, because we definitely want to see who's going to win there. We are still setting up for the next run, but in the meantime, you can start getting your donations in, because we are raising donations for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. In 2014, Girls Make Games was founded in order to provide girls with the space and resources to explore the world of gaming and help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and onto jobs in the gaming industry in wider STEAM fields. STEAM, not STEM. With help through your donation, Girls Makes Games Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential. So definitely make sure you have those donations coming in, because we love to support women here.